So I'm not going to tell you that putting this on, go and drive through a big bushy forest, it's not going to protect you like that. But it did a great job at keeping the scratches and stuff away. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in again. We are in the garage here. I'm going to do a little bit of a different video, especially for this style of video. Basically what we're going to be talking about today is 1 year ago, almost to the day, I ceramic coated the truck with Avalon King's Armor Shield Max. They sent it out for free, but it's 100% my own thoughts, own review, everything on here. They don't pay me to say anything. They don't pay me to make these videos. They just sent me the stuff, said, hey, put it on the truck, show everybody how easy it is to put on. I did a video on that. And now a year later, I'm going to come out with this video and show you guys exactly how it's holding up. Now, I did a video. It's been pouring rain outside, so hence why we're in the garage. But basically, the truck has sat at work. I do shift work, so I'm gone for about a day and a half to 2 days, and then I drive home. So it gets sitting in the yard, caked in dust and dirt and rain, obviously. It dries, rains, and dries, and it cakes on. So in the video, and why I'm mentioning it's going to be a little bit different, is the truck is dirty right now. I don't want to wash it and tell you guys how good everything's holding up, because end of the day, if you wash this with any kind of soap, especially if it's ceramic coated, it always looks good on video how everything's working. So I wanted to keep it dirty and maybe you get a little bit of an idea how it's working now. So I'll put the clips here of when I'm driving. You can see how it works as it's dirty, and it'll still be a little bit of a visual of what you can expect, and then we'll come back here in the garage. All right, so just leaving work. It's been raining, truck's dirty, no fresh wash, no nothing like that. But you can see as we pick up a little bit of speed, especially in the little divots in the hood, turn a bit of a corner, the water still beads off this thing like nobody's business. And like I said, it's dirty. If you were to wash it and get all the gunk and grime that's been sitting on my truck for the last 2 days, because I work shift work, so the truck sits out and does its own thing in the dirt, in the dust, and all that stuff, and it basically bakes on the truck. So again, if you look at the hood, we're doing about 55 miles an hour right now, and people are texting me, but you can see for the most part the water still blows off. And again, keep in mind this thing's filthy. Once it's dried, maybe when I get out of the truck you'll be able to see the dirt and stuff on it. So it does cling on to that a little bit. It doesn't blow itself completely dry. But if you hit this thing with just basic any kind of soap and give it a wash, and then it rains like this, as you're driving, your hood is basically just drying itself completely off still. So you can see it's still doing its thing. And again, if you use their soap, it'll revamp it, give it a little bit of a boost, and you'll be like new for even longer. All right, so now that you've seen how the water was beating off driving, and again, it's not super high speeds, and again, the truck's not super clean. If you look here in the lights, you can see where the water and stuff is dried up, and basically the truck sits in the yard all day, and it gets covered in dust and pollen. It's that time of year. But if you look after driving home, and now we're in the garage and it's dried up, the hood is almost perfectly clean. If you come back here, because the way this is, the water kind of rushes up and then it gets stuck in this little divot, because of course with your airflow, it's going to come up and over your windshield. It doesn't really blow too much here in the little divot portion. But if you look in there now, that's kind of where all the dirt accumulates. So everything that's on the hood gets washed up this way and then gets stuck in the little dimple there. So, like I mentioned, if you clean this thing, you can basically just hit it with a pressure washer and all this is gone. The dust, the grime, bird poo, bug guts, all that stuff. You spray it down and it's gone. You hit it with some soap and it brings back the nice slick paint, and you're back to as if it was day one. And this is a whole year later. I don't want to hit it with any fancy soap. They did send me out all their other soaps and stuff to test. They make a ceramic soap, they make a ceramic booster, like a maintenance soap, all that stuff. I didn't want to do that in this video because it's supposed to be for the ceramic coating, and in my eyes that would be kind of cheating if we did that. So again, I'm going to show you guys while it's dirty exactly how it looks. And then if we come down to the doors, now this is where you can really see how I mentioned why I left it dirty. You can see how it's all bunched up, and you can see where each droplet was and where the water was running down. You can see it takes all the dirt, or most of it, with it. So again, if you were to hit this with a foam cannon or even just a pressure washer with plain old water, it's going to easily take all this dirt off, because yeah, the dirt's stuck here right now on the truck, but that's just rain, and it's actually mostly spray from the ground from these tires going up against the side of the truck. So that's actually dirty water splashing up on the truck, and then right away, because it was raining out, it's kind of just self-cleaning, you can say, in a way, as it goes. But again, it's all dried up now. This isn't wet, this is dry. But if you take, I'll just use my finger as an example. If you want to wash this, you can see just how easily that all comes off, and then you're left with your nice sparkly paint under there right away. So again, you just hit it with a pressure washer and all this stuff disappears, and you almost don't even have to touch the truck to wash this stuff. It's just gone as soon as it gets hit with a little bit of pressure, whether it be your own pressure washer or a touchless car wash or whatever the case. It has no problem taking all this stuff off. Again, of course, it gets dirtier on the back and your bumper, because again, it's going to be splashing up from the big tires I got on the truck, throwing mud and dirt and everything up here. So you can just see that it might not be as good as day one, but for a whole year later, and I don't baby this thing, it's dirty for most of its life, but you can just quickly, anywhere in your driveway, wherever you might be, you can even just get a garden hose. I would say it would probably take off 95% of everything you see right here. And now for the controversial part. Everybody says that ceramic coating helps prevent scratches. In a way, yes, it does. But again, if you're driving through some crazy bushes, it's still going to scratch it. It'll be easier to repair it. You can buff them out and make it look new again. It might not go super deep or anything like that. But having said that, if you're going and you hit a big branch, or you're driving and a rock flies up, you can actually see, maybe in this video, where is it? Right here. This was a big rock. I actually seen that sucker coming. I thought it was going to hit the window, but it hit the paint, took a little chip out there. So yes, it's not going to be the magic and coat your truck and you can do whatever you want, not going to take any damage. That's not the case. You got to go for the full PPF film, and that'll do like 99% protection for rocks and scratches and stuff like that. But having said that, for scratches, now if you come over here and you look at the vinyl on my door here, this stuff, once it's scratched, that's it. And you can look all the way down. I went through a trail the other day that the truck should not have gone through. It didn't look as bushy as it was, but we went through, and you can see just how much stuff we were going through. And now if you come back up here with my iCamper, this is like a fake rhino lining. And again, the camper went through the same bush. You can see the scratches all the way down. You got them here, and then it kind of tapers off on the end. Nice big one along here. And again, that's not dirt. That's gouges out of this thing. But if you look at the paint, yes, it's a little bit dirty, but you'd be able to see scratches like that. Again, look at the little back portion here. You know everything was coming along because again, it hit the tent and everything. But you got one little one there. But for the amount of stuff we went through, you come down, all is good here. You look at the fender or the rear fender. Yes, it's dirty, but hopefully the light is picking up. There's no big major scratches anywhere on the paint. Again, maybe a couple little ones. I don't know if you can see it here, sort of. Having said that, you come all the way across, and I wish I would have got video of us going through this, because again, right here, you can see this one would have came down, and it should have scratched everything here, but the coating held up awesome. So I'm not going to tell you that putting this on, go and drive through a big bushy forest, it's not going to protect you like that, but it did a great job at keeping the scratches and stuff away. Again, if we're coming up, we're obviously hitting branches here, so you would have hit everything here, and your mirrors especially. If the branches are hitting your truck, it's going to be hitting your mirrors. But you look, everything here, other than the rock chip right there in the middle, everything looks like new. Mirrors as well. Maybe one small one down here. But again, these, like, the rule of thumb kind of is if you do this and you can't feel it on your nail, you can easily buff them out. And by easily, I mean you could take a little bit of polish. You don't even need a compound, just polish and a microfiber. Just do some circles, wipe it down, and those little ones, they're gone. So stuff like that I'm not worried about. But again, like you could see the amount of scratches on this thing, because vinyl, once you scratch it, that's it. It basically catches everything, and you're going to know what you're going through. So with the vinyl looking like this, compared to the paint, like you can see the sparkle in there. You can see my reflection, even though the truck is filthy, and it's holding up awesome. So there you go, guys. Avalon King Armor Shield Max. You can't really beat them for price-wise and how easy it is to put on. Like I mentioned, I have a video of me putting it on the truck if you want to see that. It doesn't take super long. Give yourself a day to do it properly. And then, of course, you want it to cure. They say you can drive out after, I believe it was 4 hours, but they recommend 24 hours before it hits any rain or anything like that. And then I would say give it at least a day or two, if not a week, before you actually get, especially if you use some harsh soap, don't wash it and start scrubbing. The longer you let it bake, the better you're going to have, and it's going to last long, and you're going to get results like this. And then again, just to easily clean stuff, if you get like sap or bird crap or dead bugs, anything, like if I do a lot of highway driving, and you can see on the front of the hood, there's like nothing. The bugs don't stick. So if they do, you get a gross one or anything like that, you hit it with a little bit of detailing spray and give it a wipe, and it comes off like it's not even there. I've had grease fling up from something. I've had tar on the truck. And again, you just get a microfiber, give it a wipe, and it comes off like it's butter. So if you want to clean it, easy clean. If you want to keep your truck sparkly, you can see it's nice and sparkly still. And after a year, this stuff is holding up pretty much like day one, especially once it's clean. Like I said, all this stuff, if I was to wash it and do a video like I did at the beginning, you would see the major difference. What I noticed, just the way the truck sits, is the water likes to pool right here. It'll all kind of form here, and you get a big pool. And then when you stop, it goes down, and you might have caught it in the video. It hits the grill, and then it comes up and splashes your windshield. That's what was happening in the beginning of the video. But it does that, and if you're on the right kind of day, and you're nice and sunny outside, easy to dry your car. If you got a leaf blower or anything like that, wash the truck, hit it with the leaf blower, and this thing's dry as a bone in like 2 seconds. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my review. Like I said, 1 year later, if you want to buy it, I'll have the link down below. You can go and pick some up for yourself. It's super easy to put on. I highly recommend it. go check out Avalon King. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more build and off-road stuff and updates on reviews and stuff like you're seeing in this video. Make sure to drop a comment. Let me know what you want to see in future videos, and hopefully we'll catch you in one of those. So thanks for watching, and have a good night.